Randolph Scott is one of the most recognizable and acclaimed actors in Western history, with a storied career spanning from 1928 to 1962. Scott's command of the screen was not just down to his towering, well-built 6 feet 2 inches frame, but also his charismatic delivery, stellar performances, and good looks. He built career-long collaborations with some of the best Western directors in the genre, like Bud Boetticher and Henry Hathaway, which resulted in some of the most iconic Westerns of the time, cementing his legacy as one of the era's strongest leading men. Man in the Saddle is a 1951 Western film depicting a struggle between a small rancher and an influential neighbor. In a bid to protect his land, the rancher faces escalating hostilities when his neighbor hires gunmen, prompting a violent confrontation. While many Westerns in the genre go for all-out action, some prefer a more contemplative and measured pace, like High Noon and No Country for Old Men. Though Scott would primarily be known for his many collaborations with director Bud Boetticher, his work with de Toth should not be overshadowed, with Man in the Saddle being their first of 6 works together. While the narrative is fairly straightforward, it doesn't lack in action, with a runaway wagon, gun battle, and epic fist fight, as well as the romantic subplot that doesn't take away from but elevates the film's main storyline. It's a film that has been vastly underrated, both in terms of the overall production and in Scott's commanding performance that drives everything forward. Riding Shotgun is a Western film released in 1954, featuring Randolph Scott as a stagecoach guard. The plot centers around his efforts to warn a town about an impending raid by outlaws, only to be mistakenly identified as a gang member by the townspeople. The Spoilers is a 1942 film centered on ship captain Roy Glenister, who seeks the help of saloon singer Cherry Melody after being swindled out of his mine claim by the unscrupulous town leader Alexander McNamara. Westerns are typically a genre filled with gorgeous cinematography, and this trend goes way back to the birth of the genre in the 40s and 50s. Scott, who portrayed almost exclusively heroes throughout his tenured career, does a stellar job as the ruthless boss in a role that showcases his range as an actor. The film did well at the box office, and Scott, even among the star-studded cast, was one of the highlights, though at times he did feel upstaged by Wayne. The chemistry between the pair is undeniable, and, unfortunately, this was the only chance to get to see them face off against one another in an action-packed film that ends with one of the best fistfights in Western history. Andre de Toth's The Bounty Hunter sees yet another collaboration with Scott as the two continue to create magic together on the big screen.